Okay, drone video for uh, a nice Bobcat Hollow tract. Truck is parked on the easement road at the east side of the property, and we're looking west. So just on the other side of the road is where the property starts. There we go. This is obviously a wintertime video, so no leaves on the trees whatsoever. The Bobcat Hollow tracts were logged within about the last year. Some were logged fairly heavily and some were not. This tract actually doesn't look too bad, especially considering this is a wintertime video. In the springtime when the leaves come out and everything starts to leaf out, this is going to look really good. So we're slowly heading west over the property. You can look at a topo map in the listing to see how it lies, but it actually lies really nicely. Has a fairly large level area on the northeast side and then slopes gently down as you move west, and the entire west side borders a little gravel creek bed. Definitely not a year-round creek. It may have pockets of water throughout the year, but we actually did not walk down to it and look, so the only time we've seen it is with the drone video. So we'll see that in a second and see what we can see. We've actually got some pretty nice pine trees on the property, so that's interesting. Mostly hardwoods, but I mean, I do see some big pines there. You can see the creek bed, so that's what runs along the west side of the property. This is an awesome area for wildlife, for deer and turkey specifically. We see deer basically every single time we're out here. In fact, we've seen them directly on this property. So now as we look to the south, we're kind of looking down the west side of the property. So it's going to be on the left side of the creek bed as we look to the south here. And like I said, some of the properties were logged fairly heavily, and this one, I mean, it was logged, but there are quite a bit of trees left. A lot of hardwood trees on the property. You can go ahead and clean up the limbs and whatnot that the loggers left if you want to, but we found after years of doing this that the easiest thing to do is just give them a couple years to rot away. Some nice pine trees on the left there, that's interesting. So I think with the drone we tried to get really close to the creek bed here to see what we could see, but there's really only so close you can get without risking crashing into a tree limb. I hope we get a little closer than this, but I don't know if we do. You can see a nice gravel in the creek bed there. A lot of possibilities on this property. If you are to explore that creek bed on foot, I mean, you're bound to find some cool stuff. True Ozark creek beds like this are just a really cool source of rock formations and very possibly some live springs that, you know, without being out there to see, I don't know for sure, but looking at the topography on this property, there could well be a live spring here somewhere. So now we're kind of flying backwards over the property, and we should end up back at the easement road. You can check us out at InstantAcres.com, by the way, if you want to see if this tract is still available. Like I said, it's tract 18 at Bobcat Hollow. Awesome area here in Douglas County. We're close to the Bryant Creek, close to the North Fork River, and like I said, wildlife everywhere. Not too far out of Ava, and really just a little over an hour out of Springfield. There we go. For a wintertime photo, this looks pretty good. The land lays really nicely. I mean, you've got multiple sites for building and camping and whatnot. Super private. Whoop, that's it. Check us out at InstantAcres.com.